Hi, everybody. This is Dan Check. I'm the creative director of George Mason University's indoor drumline. I'm excited to present some of the superlatives today from our 2020 season, the Outlaw. Another good season with George Mason. It was my fourth with the group, and it was certainly another move forward and up for us, both in the quality of our members, the quality and the consistency of our instruction year to year, continuing to build on the leadership we have with the students that we got kind of new starting back in 2017, and we've seen them kind of grow. And this was one of the years where it felt like these things kind of started to really blossom and sort of develop, come into their own. So it was, I think, a strong year for us, really from top to bottom. We were very lucky that we kind of got on the ball early season, and we were able to finish the year by competing with full run through. And I believe from the beginning, our first show, we had the show completed. So we did get to go and kind of put it out there for the public rather than kind of never getting to get to that point where sort of doing full run throughs and feeling what the show feels like, kind of in its entire production, which is so much different than kind of doing an abbreviated version of a few movements. So, I think that was an important part of our season too, that we felt a sense of completion and, really high quality throughout all the performances we did. It felt like we never went out there and didn't do our best effort, and I'm always feeling that satisfaction from just our live performances and what it felt like to put the program in front of the audience. And it just felt very well supported from the community as well. So I think that's certainly notable. None of our successes can happen without the strong leaders we have and our strong students, both new and of many years with the ensemble. So I'm excited to present on those students that stood out. It's also my pleasure to present our superlative staff members that were voted on and agreed to have shown and stood out this year as remarkable. And, I'm very humbled and lucky to work with such high caliber educators. The first superlative I am going to present is Battery Member of the Year, and that goes to Lucas Smith. Lucas is, I believe, a 3-year cymbal vet, and he is a leader on and off the floor. He is always an example when it comes to movement, when it comes to performance, energy, consistency. This is a person you look at and he's going for it all the time, never too much, never not enough. He rides that line, and he's just a very consistent guy, and he doesn't get called out very much at all. And it's really awesome. I've seen how he's developed since he came to us in 2018. For the front ensemble member of the year, we have Rianne Connelly. She was new to us last year, and she got moved through various instruments, both last year and then this year as well. And she has stepped up as a leader in the front ensemble, no matter what position she's been put in. She is always logistically on point. She's someone that remains positive. She's been a go-to to the members, and I think socially she sets a really strong example for what it's like to be a member of George Mason Indoor Drumline. For Battery Rookie of the Year, super proud to announce Charlie Gorham. He was an awesome addition to our group this year. He's local. He's a member of George Mason, and if everyone was like Charlie, we would be better. He is always on time, always working to get better. He actually constantly practices on off times. He communicates extremely professionally, and he's just really driven guy with his head on his shoulder. So I think we've thanked his parents throughout the course of the season to him that, he's been raised right, and he's just a really good guy, really reliable. For front ensemble rookie of the year, awesomely, another Mason student, Josh Sheppard. I know Josh as a snare drum auditionee for many years, and, we're lucky to position him on Xylo this year, and we featured him quite heavily, and he was really, really consistent and really strong as an individual player, and also kind of integrating himself into the indoor drumline culture. Another Mason student, super excited that I think this year more than ever have gotten more members that are also in the music school and just in general students of the university. And this person, Josh, he is just another great addition from the GMU world. For Rookie Staff Member of the Year, I'm very pleased to announce Paul Nalesnik. Paul was technically a program consultant with us, but after the first few weekends, we knew he was going to be a lot more. He was engaged in the battery composition, the overall teaching of the drumline, the overall musical package, the score from top to bottom. He's someone that thinks very holistically, and we really wanted to utilize those talents, and I think that we found a really awesome kind of position for him within the group, and we look forward to many more seasons with Paul. For Staff Member of the Year, super excited to announce my good friend Matt Penland, a friend to many. He's an awesome guy, just incredibly reliable, one of the best communicators I know, so professional, and Matt is just an incredibly well-rounded percussionist, and he's an amazing quad player, an amazing keyboard player, amazing snare drummer. He does it all. He's just a whiz as a percussionist and really just a nice guy. So it's been my pleasure to work with Matt for the last 4 seasons. And this was another year that he stepped up into a leadership position. For the Spirit Award, we have a 3-way tie. So I'm going to present these all sort of together. The first of that 3-way tie is Ethan Spott. Ethan is well known to the GMU community, Bass Jesus, and he also is well known in Crown. He's been a student that has been in both those drum lines and has absolutely been an example as to not only how to operate on the floor, how to show improvement. I think he's someone that I consistently point to as having, worked through our system and really reaped the benefits. He's a killer performer. Visually, he's an example. I mean, he's well-rounded and he's got it going on for him. And honestly, he's been a student that's very easy to work with. He's never shown resistance to the culture that we brought to GMU, and he's made himself a star student. And I will always look to him for kind of to get the temperature of how things are going. So he's been reliable to me and just an awesome person to work with as a bass drummer. The second tie for the Spirit Award, in no specific order, is Katherine Stone. Katherine came to us last year, and she is a synth player, but she's a lot more. She works for us administratively as a member. She's one of those people that is always helping, making sure things are set up right, on time. She has a more global kind of perspective on what's needed. She works side by side with the electronics team and Andrew Montero, the front ensemble composer, to make sure that the sounds and the music are coming out of the speakers correctly. So she's been a great example, sort of as a mature member that way, and obviously also as a peer and kind of a standard setter for how to operate with an ensemble. And last but certainly not least, for Spirit Award, I have Brendan Forrest. Brendan's a quad player at GMU. He's had a little bit of an interesting go with us. He was here in 16, 17, took 18 and 19 off, and then he came back this year to sort of age out with us, though we know he can actually come back again this year, and we hope he does. He was also another member of Carolina Crown, and it's been great to see his growth from way back, and just to see, him develop the chops and the style, the confidence, both as a player and a person. And he always keeps it super positive on the floor. And he's someone that very much feels like he understands how to operate within the environment that we're looking to create at George Mason. For the Mr. Congeniality Award, we have Ari Moore. Ari is a member of Racktronics or Rack Attack. And my favorite story about him is showing up on Saturday mornings and seeing Ari stand outside the gym door, greeting everyone with hugs. No one told him to do this. He just wanted everyone to feel good. And he was one of those people having so much fun, smiling, just constantly having a great time and really soaking in the experience. And he just was so much fun to work with. And, as a rack player, you do kind of get some heat because what you're doing is so specific and so loud. Honestly, a lot of the times it pops out of the textures, and it's easy to kind of get on the rack players and the electronics players, and he had a blast with it. Never, ever got negative, and just a great member throughout the entire season. For Best Performer this year, we have Stephen Barnett. Stephen, again, is one of the Crown GMU cross-pollinators, and he's one of the most fun people to watch drum. I've been lucky to teach him however much I've actually taught him. He has natural ability, came to us already very prepared to be in a world-class setting, and he's done nothing but excel in that setting and push the standards of that setting. It's been fun to see him develop at Crown. He marched 2018, and he was going to be section leader in 20, and our plan is, of course, to move forward with him in 21. And it's just to get to work with someone that loves drumming so much, and I think the best performer thing is just a symptom of how much he enjoys drumming and being a percussionist, and it's something you can't teach, and he is just really a joy to watch and so easy to teach, and he's been nothing but improving and working since really I met him, and he's always drumming. He's constantly drumming, so he has a bright future and a bright present. And last, we have a Director's Award, which goes to Sam Fleming. Sam, also Joseph Noah, he was a star of our show Fringe last year. We featured his music. He helped co-write the music in the show, and he is one of those special members that we've had. We've had him since 2016, so 2020 was his 5th year. That's not a usual position to be in, and he understands how to be in this group probably better than anyone I've seen go through it. He is a kind of a guiding light, not only for the members and how they should operate, perform, act, just his dynamic. He knows how to talk to the staff. He knows when to get real with us and the timing and place and how to talk to us. He's just very mature as a member, and he's fun to be around. He's actually very humble, even though when he's sort of in his rap persona, he's doing his thing. But when you talk to him, he's sort of just on the same wavelength as he was in 2017 when I met him, and he was just at the beginning of this process of becoming this sort of superstar he is now, and getting to see him do his thing both at George Mason and through Crown. It's been a very awesome experience. I'm very proud to have to get to say that I've worked with someone that has gotten themselves to the top level, because he could really march anywhere he wants, but he's been extremely loyal to the programs that he's been in. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to all the members of George Mason, all the staff, all the administrators, all the media team, everyone that I get to work with on every level. It's honestly the most fun thing I do in my life. I love George Mason. I rep it hard. I never started wearing this stuff until I came to this group, and I felt like this was my family, and I had been welcomed, and all the crazy ideas that we put forward have been welcomed very wholeheartedly. So I thank everyone for that, and I look forward to sticking this out with everyone really for the foreseeable future. So let's do it.